Alright, let's see if this is up and going. If it isn't, who cares, right? Just the internet anyway. It says no data display, and I think it's coming up now. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Ted here with Bodies and Wicks, and good to see you all on the Sunday. What a week it's been. It's been a crazy week, and I'm gonna smoke because I don't care. But anyways, yeah, Ethereum, Bitcoin, both on the move this week, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk a little bit about that, about what happened, and what happened with the fall yesterday that everybody was like crazy about. I feel like the whole internet just like went nuts. It was like, oh my god, it's falling out of the sky. But there were just some things that I noticed that I knew would probably fall to, and I did make a trading view post trying to well, not really predict, but saying, hey, if it got below this level I would probably jump into it, and it did fall below that level. I was in front of the computer screen at the time, but I didn't get my phone out quick enough to jump in, so it kind of sucked. I should have had well, I'm honestly, if it would have went to exactly where I had my idea, I actually would have got taken out because it went a little bit further down than what I thought I was going to. But that's neither here nor there. Up here, show you. Anyways, trying to get everything set up. A bit of it a little ahead of myself, but it is what it is, So anyways, I'll go ahead and jump over to this chart. Anyways, if you do enter money with cryptocurrency, like money in general, you just like smart money, and trying to understand how the big institutions think, what you can do is you can hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Even though the subscribe button is behind my head, maybe I can go over like that. Either one of those, you just hit one of those and that'd be cool, right? Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump over here now to the charts, and this is what I had set up for earlier this week. Actually, I said ETH smart money move below the engineered liquidity. So as you can see, it was probably around 1860, around 18. What was that price at? Right around, yeah, a little bit below 1860 earlier this week. I said it was probably going to jump below that, and probably hit, probably somewhere around here around these order blocks. And then I thought if it got below 1830-ish, I thought they would probably get taken out. And I was posting, faith, it's just moving up, and the more it moves up, the better it looks, and things like that. So, and then what actually happened with ETH, we'll go back and look at it. And I'm actually going to put this on a 4-hour chart. I have a lot of markings. As you can see, I don't have trend lines, don't have channels. I don't believe in that crap. I'm sorry if you do. It's just not something price follows. Price follows levels. What happened was that big fall that happened. If you notice something kind of strange in between these candles here. You notice something? See, there's a candle here, right? It has a big wick, right? Then you have the next candle, full body candle, right? Next candle over, a little bit of a tail, right? And then moves on, right? So I personally think that this is kind of a gap, because the wick definitely went above the body of the next candle, couldn't get above it, and then moved on like normal, right? Even though my area that I was looking at was right here, right? This is what I was looking at, was this area right here, and if it got below was 1830 or something like that, was that book? Now I don't even know where I am right now. Yeah, 1830. Once it got below 1830, I figured I'd probably get taken out, but then I had a backup plan for that. But, so it did get below 1830, that's for sure. And I am below 1830. It got almost down to 1800. And once I looked at it from a 4-hour point of view, I kind of noticed why. And it was this interesting move from these candles that I found interesting. That because it closed up basically this gap entirely, or what I see as a gap. Now, same thing kind of happened with Bitcoin as well. We go over to the Bitcoin chart here. As you can see, if you move over here, this happened on a 1-hour chart though. Click over on the 1-hour chart, same thing. You have a candle that has a big wick that is bigger than the body of the next candle, and then it continues to move on. And then between those two areas, between the wick, body, and the previous candle, it fell back down to that kind of same area. I found that to be a little interesting. So, decided to point that out to you guys. And also another one that I'm looking for that might have that same potential would be Ravencoin. As you know, Ravencoin was one of the coins that I had called out in my previous top 10 video. It absolutely took off from the time I called it last Saturday, and it has decided to continue moving on upward, but now it has looks like it's making the same kind of movements that are taking place between Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I'm looking for it to pull back down to that level in between 17 cents, 15 and 17 cents. If it gets down to that area, I'll pull the trigger again on Ravencoin. But again, going back to Ethereum, seeing that it did that between those candles, and Bitcoin did the same thing, just different views of it. That's about all. Different hourly views, I should say, but still the same premise is there. I don't expect Ethereum to be falling back much more, even though the area that I was looking for it to actually fall back to in the first place just got covered, which is interesting. So we go to the 5-minute now. The area I was talking about, and the low of it being 1830, right, or getting below 1830, but the area I was expecting it to get into, right, was the area that it actually got into this time. So maybe I was just a little bit too early on calling that. Back to the idea. You can see I say to go in at 1869, right, and then 1830 would be the low. And as what has happened right now, looks like it. Oh, I would have just missed it because it just got above it around 1871. So I was right around that price to be called into for first one that went straight below it, right, would have taken me out. But as soon as the weekend began, I pulled back, and I got out of the trades because I hate the weekend volatility. I never know what's going to happen. But now the weekend started, it looks like I would have been very close to that entry. Not to the exact point, but just a few dollars shy, and that would have been all. So I'm on to something here. I'm on to something. I don't know what it is, but I'm on to something. But now that I'm looking at this from a 5-minute standpoint, I thought, well, with the getting back down into this, I'm looking at the red candles down. Green candles, it didn't really push it up until, well, just now. So I'm not really sure if that considered an order block until we get to about right there. Now it looks like it would be considered an order block. I'm going to move this here. Now I would think it got into the area of around 1909. We should see some kind of fell back into that area, I should say, which probably will be quite some time because I do have these other areas laid out for you, and those areas being basically gaps in price, right? So you have this huge fall of gap in price, and when it came back up into that gap is when it fell again, right? So, and that's just today. So maybe if it gets back up into there, it falls back in, it should hit this positive area and then hopefully come back up and fill this gap, right? And then now we have equal highs here, right? Those equals high, basically represent liquidity. People having their sell stops or sorry, their sell limits set around those areas or buy stops set around those areas could jump up, get into this other gap zone, pullback, right, to trigger sells or trigger the buy stops, take out the that are probably trying to sell short, and then also pull back to take out the people that were hitting the buy stops, having people chase it to sell short, and then going back up again. I don't know. I had this negative order block set up, see if it would possibly hit it. I don't think it will though. I don't think that negative order block is going to have anything to do with the price now that I'm looking at it, just because there is two equal levels of liquidity just above that. So I think I'm just going to remove that negative order block. But you know what? Never mind. I'm going to keep it there just to see if something does happen. I think now Ethereum probably is on the rebound. Probably was on the lowest that it's going to be for hopefully this week. Now that it's bounced around in between price, especially after it got a big move up and then had its kind of little crash. Now I think we're going to see a little bit more positive movement. We can get above 2,000 again, and hopefully on our way to at least 2,200 this week. That's what I'm hoping for. I know it's moving like a snail to everybody else. It's moving like a snail for me too, so not the only one. Now going back to Bitcoin here, again, showing that same kind of movement, well, not really same kind of movement, but falling to that same kind of area that I was talking about, where it's at the tail, the wick above the body of the following candle, the 1 hour chart, it following in between the level of between the previous candle and the tail. Same thing that happened with Ethereum, happened at the exact same time yesterday, at the exact, but the thing with Bitcoin is it's been a little bit more bullish, as you can see. So didn't fall back as far, hasn't had any struggles in getting up higher and creating an all new record high. Again, almost 58.3, 58.4 almost. I don't see anything here. I don't see anything here that would actually be pushing it even further down or having struggles to get past, above. Other than that right there. Over here, as you can see, did cause it to, I wouldn't say caused it, but that would be a level of concern. That would ultimately be a bearish order block. Well, not necessarily, because you have 1 hour and then 3 hours of small candles coming down. It didn't engulf the green candle here, but on a 4 hour it might. Take a look at the 4 hour here and see what we got going. Yeah, not too bad. We're still very bullish here on if anything, what happened just now or within the last 4 hours of the Bitcoin is it looks like it actually, instead of hitting a bearish order block, actually hit a bullish order block instead. Well, you have this price down here, boom, engulfing candles, and then 2 more candles above, falls back down into that red candle area, and then now I should see it start to move on upward. So yeah, I think we're doing okay there in the Bitcoin realm, that's for sure. It's Ethereum that has me just a little bit on the worrisome side, but I think if anything, probably now it's just a good time to buy. If anything, what's happening is that you're getting a lot of institutional flow that's trying to keep this price down, to try to get people scared into entering the Ethereum market. I think that's what's happening. And then once you're scared to enter the Ethereum market, they're buying it all up. That way, you're too afraid to. And I think Ethereum is still one of the safest bets. It still has all the good projects going on. It still has all the smart contracts. You know, even though Polkadot, Cardano coming in, I think they both have their own place in the ecosystem of smart contracts. Maybe they all three have, you know, different aspects of what they can do with their own, you know, smart contracts. You know, they each could have their own different place. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out. I mean, that's for sure. I do think Ethereum is still probably the safest bet as far as when it comes to taking, you know, long-term bet. Bitcoin, of course, always going to be there, but Ethereum will also, you know, you talk about altcoins, and Ethereum isn't even an altcoin anymore. It's its own world. You know, Bitcoin is the coin, and then you have, you know, the altcoins, and then there's also Ethereum. You know, Ethereum is its own thing because all the altcoins are built on Ethereum most. And except for a couple that are on the Polkadot and a couple that are on the Cardano, but you know, those haven't even been really fully explored or you know, even to know what's going on. Everything is still brand new to the space. Like I said, one coin I did call Ravencoin. I'm waiting to see if it's going to come back into that kind of same area, and then hopefully I can get in on that again. Because whenever I called this on my video a couple weeks ago, I called it at around 5-6 cents. It has 4x that since then. It 5x'd it, well, actually 6x'd it since then, but now it's 4x. So I'm glad I found Ravencoin. I think Ravencoin is going to be probably a game changer, especially if it's for you know, primarily for you know, not exchanging, but transferring securities. So the way I see Ravencoin is, hey, you don't like it, your you know, Marathon Patent Group, or you don't like your Riot blockchain is going to be sitting on can't even think of it now because I don't even like it. Robinhood. You don't like it sitting on Robinhood? Good. You can transfer it off of the Robinhood into TD Ameritrade. That's what I see the application for Ravencoin. Got to figure out how to do it. That's for sure. You know, but you know, if it's for trading securities, or the other way that you could do it is if it's for exchanging securities, is saying, hey, you know, I see this security as being valued at twice as much as what it is. You have it for 14 cents. I will pay you 28 cents for it right now. You know, if it's and then maybe you sell it to, you know, it's a peer-to-peer thing. You sell, you know, some private company to somebody else for 28 cents when it's at 14 cents, and they don't think it's worth that much, but you know, they still want to get rid of it. They can sell to you for whatever they want. That's the way I see Ravencoin being developed. I think it's going to have a huge implication moving forward. So I think we're at the beginning stages of Ravencoin, and we'll see where that goes. Again, another one I talked about, putting out a video soon. It's being burnt down right now, but another one I was talking about was Frontier. Frontier, I think, is looks like it's a big pile of mess right now, but have the wrong one. And your USD. Let's go with yes, there's the one. That earlier in the week, it was anywhere between $1 and $2, and then I'm in the 5-minute here. Let me get off the 5-minute. Let me get off to the hour. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say earlier in the week it was, you know, at the very end of the last week or early at the beginning of past week, less than $1. Then by the time I was hearing about it, it was somewhere around $2. But and then by the time I actually jumped in, I saw it pump up almost $8, fall back down, and then that's when I jumped in, was somewhere around the $4 mark. I thought it was going to go up from that point. Yeah, you know, it's kind of hung around there, and we'll see where this goes. But Frontier is going to be another altcoin to watch. Again, it is partnering with Coinbase eventually. I know it has implications with their wallets. If you search Frontier, as farming, as staking, has quite a few other things going on for it. So I got Frontier on the you know, fundamental side of it. It looks like it's going to be a good coin to look out for, but evidently YouTube is receiving enough of my stream to maintain a smooth streaming. So of course it wouldn't. This is why I don't do live videos anymore, because at one point YouTube was receiving enough stream to do live streaming, and now I can't even get it to stream 5 seconds without it telling me this crap. I'm sure this whole video has been crap. Thanks, YouTube. I mean, there's nothing I did any different, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I'm getting off of here. Thanks a lot for watching, and always remember to keep your pants on.